Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
Welcome, folks.
Welcome indeed. Welcome indeed.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Treasure Talk.
And it's hot.
It is hot, Jeff. It's been hot here, but it's been raining just about every day. So,
well, we got some rain last night for about 2 or 3 hours that we badly needed.
yeah, we've got some heavy downpours here, and I'm sure our guest has got them. Are they both in Lakeland? Our guest?
Yeah. I think the one guest is remotely now in Miami. He's there for work. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure they got some rain too. I think I saw that on the news a while back. Miami got really drenched.
Yeah.
But I guess I better get started here, huh?
Yep, that'd be good.
Do some housekeeping here.
Yep.
As always, today's show is brought to you by your friends at Myers Metal Detectors, where we sell fun and adventure. And of course, the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed here by the Treasure Talk guest and member belong solely to the guest and member, not necessarily to Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers, Myers Metal Detectors, or Jeff Monin. Woo! And the most important part, the purpose of Treasure Talk is to educate our members, is to promote the hobby of treasure hunting in all forms, and metal detecting included, and to educate our members in a fun, informative manner.
Indeed.
That's
and
what
we will.
Yeah, and everybody's saying hi, Phil and Jeff, and Jocelyn's feeling a little left out, so she's on the other side of the room. So if you got some questions, be sure to just type them in there, and we'll get them asked and answered for sure. And
yes, indeed. How we doing on the Myers Pro handle?
The Myers Pro handle, I still have some left, but I got to call Steve and order some more because they're going pretty quick. I think I'm down to maybe 5 left of them, so I got to get some ordered.
Which one's the most popular?
Just a standard one. I mean, the people like that travel version, and is that a travel version? No, that's the standard. But that is a nice handle for you guys who are using the CKG products. That thing makes it beefy, and I have people already tell me, come in the shop, use it for a few weeks, and tell me there's no flex in it, no give, it's just solid. So they love that product. So that's
indeed.
That's really good. And of course, I guess everybody knows that Garrett is going to be debuting something tomorrow, so we'll have to watch the videos and see like everybody else.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's, as they say, a storm is coming. Now, is it the line of detectors called Vortex, and one's going to be the Storm, or is it the Storm and this new one coming out is going to be a Vortex?
Who knows?
I don't know.
We'll have to wait and see. And then for you folks, somebody just, and Jocelyn did too, told me I did a posting for tomorrow night's West State meeting, the Tampa Metal Detecting Club, West State Archaeological Society. I put the wrong date on it. I put Tuesday, June the 17th. It's actually the 18th. It's tomorrow. I guess I'm just running a day behind. And I saw that Howard Hudson says, love my titanium scoop with my Myers Pro travel handle. Awesome. Well, that's great. So anyway, I'm wearing my this is a vintage West State Archaeological Society t-shirt that I got on, the gray one.
Not me.
And you got Trumbull Treasure Hunters. We love our metal detecting clubs, don't we, Jeff?
Yes, we do. And they are one of our very, very favorites.
Yes, for sure. And for you folks who are in the Tampa Bay area, come check us out tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at Coincopia Building. It's on Fletcher, just south of, it's on Central, just south of Fletcher. And Central runs parallel to the interstate. It's like right next door. It's like the southbound on-ramp to the 275 at Fletcher. And check it out. It's a cool club. And they're getting ready to announce their big end of the year hunt, which is a big one. I think last year they had NACA was the sponsor, and they had a couple $1,000s worth of prizes in the ground. And that may not seem like a lot, but when you only have 30 or 40 hunters, that's a lot. So
Yeah, that's a lot. And the bottom line is, they shouldn't be there for the prizes. The
oh, come on.
prizes are just, well,
We love the silver. Come on now.
yeah. Well, I mean, if the only reason they're coming is for the prizes,
Yeah, but the club does a lot of volunteer work all year long, and a lot of members participate in it, and they'll do thing finders, and they get a lot of donations, and then the club goes and buys silver coins and raffle prizes, and you can win some cool stuff. It's a lot of fun. Plus, they get it catered by one of the barbecue places, so that's always fun. If you're not a big seated hunter, you could just go get barbecue and mingle with some treasure hunters.
Yeah, it's too bad. Speaking of barbecue, it's too bad that Valhalla is in Ohio.
Ohio, not in Florida.
Oh yeah,
There you
because
go.
you definitely have to have him do the barbecue. The man has got kryptonite skills when it comes to barbecue,
There you go.
and that's our friend Jimmy Truckley. The
Yeah.
man has got it going on.
Oh, that's awesome. I love a good barbecue. I had Mission Barbecue today.
Well, Jimmy Truckley can blow them all out of the water. Let me
Awesome.
tell you.
And
Let
then
me tell you.
before we bring on our guests, I want to remind folks that I still have a few of these M9 coils, and that's for the Manticore, and they look like the Deus 2 coil. I guess that Deus 2 coil with the 9-inch was like the perfect size. So Minelab, I swear these companies copy off each other.
Oh, sure they do.
I think they said, "Oh, that's a hit. We got to make one just like it." So that's just my opinion. Of
Well,
course,
they got it. They got to get in the game.
yes.
And the thing of it is, now Garrett's going to try to get in, but I don't think they want to go head to head with Nokta and Minelab. They're both gonna beat each other to death trying to.
Yes, outdo each other. Yeah, well, the consumer is going to win for sure. So at least another a manufacturer, hopefully, be in the same segment. So we'll see.
We hope so.
But I guess we've been blabbing a bunch, Jeff. Should we bring on our guests or?
Yeah, we should. You still have a bunch of stock on the Treasure Talk Pro Sifter Titanium.
Yes, I do.
And you also have stock on the Treasure Talk sacks.
Yes, I got the sacks for sure. If Joe hasn't moved everything around on me, yeah, there they are. Big Poppy tends to move things around a little bit.
Yes, he does.
But
yes, he
there's
does
the
indeed.
Blackbeard's treasure. I think that's what that's called. And the somebody's getting impatient. Sounds like a horn.
Well, it was my getting a text.
Okay.
But anyways, yes, let's bring our guests on. We're going to bring them on one at a time. The first one is this young man is brilliant, and it's going to be kind of a Deus 2 type show tonight.
Well, we can do that.
Well, he makes things a lot for the Deus 2. We're going to talk about a lot of different stuff, but he makes things for the Deus 2, and I will show you. Let me grab it here. This is my custom Deus 2 on a Steve's Detector Rod shaft. The little unit right up there is absolute epitome of cool. That is made for Steve's Detector Rods by our guest. Now, he makes them for the regular Deus as well, for the regular Deus shaft, but he's open for suggestions. So if you have any kind of an idea for something that he could make, and it's a legitimate idea, then you just need to email it to me at treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. We'll get it to him, and there's a possibility he may be able to do that. But this is absolute killer, and we're going to talk about this and how it came about and everything. So,
and talk about their hunting and finds, hopefully, and everybody will learn a little bit about treasure hunting in Central Florida and all over.
Yep.
Scotland too, or England too.
Yes, indeedy. So let's bring him on. First of all, Ryan Cooper, the man behind RC Diggs. Hey, Ryan.
How
Welcome,
are you,
Ryan.
Jeff?
We're good. I guess we better bring the old man on too, huh?
Yeah.
And his father-in-law, Double G Diggs.
Double
What's
G.
up?
Hey, Gary.
Hey, Gary.
Hey,
We know Gary's a movie star. Are you a movie star too, Ryan?
No, I pretty much work all the time and just play around with hobbies. That's about all I do. So
Okay.
I don't get the movie time like Gary does.
All right. So Ryan, how long you been detecting?
Well, believe it or not, I'm actually not a metal detector enthusiast. I mean, I don't. I've went out with Gary several times, but I just haven't picked up the hobby full time because I've got so many other hobbies and I work a lot and travel a lot. So
Oh, okay.
just to add that to another thing for me to do would just take up a lot more time. And I'm the type of person where I'm all or nothing. So I want to do it, 100% with the best gear and best everything. So I just haven't got around to it, but I will at some point.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
when you do, you get yourself a Days too, and make sure you get an RC Diggs remote holder.
Yeah.
For it.
So how did you come up with the idea of making that?
Well, Gary, I got my first 3D printer a couple years ago, and Gary approached me about making a mount for him. He saw something like it in a video, a YouTube video, and he mentioned it to me. So I found a similar one like it and just printed it out, just the file that I found,
Mhm.
and took it and completely redesigned it and added a bunch of extra features to it. And it's been kind of a evolution, is in process. Really, it's been the users that have improved it. Everyone has mentioned problems with it, and I've just did multiple iterations to the actual design. But it was about a year ago, a year and a half ago, January 2023 is when I first started offering them for sale.
And
Okay,
you
cool.
sold a bunch because they will save it. And I've had an instance, thank goodness for a Dan's lanyard that we had him make. And the first time he was on Treasure Talk, we had him make the lanyard for the Deus too. Correct, Phil?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And he made them, and that saved it because I got wiped out on the Treasure Coast, and my shaft broke, and it was floating out in the ocean, and somebody retrieved it for me because it was heavy, heavy waves that day, and I tell you what, it saved the remote because it was still hanging on there, and I wish I would have had the RC Diggs unit at that time because it ain't coming off.
Yeah, I was just I don't know if you put that one up or I did, Jeff, but
You must have.
Florida Rob says I was very disappointed with the RC unit falling off the shaft while hunting in the ocean. I'm talking about the Deus 2, of course. In fact, was fed up with it. Then I found RC Diggs cradle, and cradle incredible design. So he must love it a lot to say those kind words. But I was kind of disappointed in that detector being, $1,500, and the end comes off sometimes. So that's a nice fix for people.
Yeah, and Ryan partnered up with Steve's Detector Rods, and how that came about, I'm sure Steve told you that I told him I had the RC Diggs, and he was building me a custom shaft, and I said you need to call this guy. So
Yeah.
I think he did. I don't know if he told you that
Yeah,
I told him or not.
He reached out to me through my website and wrote me a message, and then I was happy to get in touch with him and work out how to redesign the mount to fit his shaft.
Yeah.
It's definitely, the more people that it can solve problems for is the better. So that's what I try to do, is solve problems.
Okay.
Well, there's going to be, a bunch of people tonight probably going to say, hey, can you do this or you do that? So, they'll have to be patient. Everything takes time.
Yeah, for sure. So, Ryan, we're going to chat with Gary here for a second. He looks a little impatient over there. All right, Gary. So tell the folks real quick your channel, also how long you've been detecting and what detectors you've used.
Yeah, so I live in Lakeland, so I've been metal detecting about 17 years, mostly relic hunting, but I do try to do the beach once a month. But it's getting on I-4 that just kills me. I have a XP Deus 2 right now, and I have the RC Diggs mount.
Yes.
Show us your mount, Gary, because yours is one thing that people are really going to like. You can get different colors.
Yeah,
Now,
this
black-
was an old one. This is one when he first started. I just brought it in here in case Ryan didn't have one. But it's Ryan can talk in a minute about the changes that he's went through and some of the different things. But you can get different colors, right, Ryan? You've got what are the colors you got?
Yeah, I offer red, blue, green, and black. I don't really sell very much of the colors, to be honest with you. So I've only sold, a few of those. Most of the people that buy them, they just buy the black ones.
Yeah.
So
Well, I've got 2 blue ones, and then I've got the special one that for Steve's detector rods.
I like the color. I can tell you when I was in England, we all loaded up in a van, and I think all but one were XP Deus detectors. And somebody ended up grabbing somebody else's detector because they all look alike. And that's why I like the color. You can make yours stand out, personalize it, do whatever, and you won't have that mistake happen. But
Plus, it's a lot easier with the RC Diggs unit. When you need to recharge it, you just slide it out, and it's easier to get especially in the Deus 2, especially if you're a blind old man like me. It's hard to get the thing in there right. So slide it out, bing, bang, boom, you're good to go. So,
and there is no way it could come off. I did the same thing with Florida Rob was talking about. Mine popped off 2 or 3 times relic hunting right after I got it. I was really disappointed, for the money you pay and everything else. There's got to be a better design. And thank God Ryan was able to produce these and come out with something now. There's no way it can come off.
yeah, I mean, Ryan has really saved people with the Deus too.
So Ryan, what are some of the changes that as it evolved? Because this was the first one I think you cranked out. But
yeah,
you've done different since this.
If you notice, the top of yours that you have is solid. Now the top and bottom have like a honeycomb pattern of holes. That was a suggestion from actually a coworker of mine who does metal detecting. Chip, his name's Chip. He suggested holes for cleaning out the sand because he said sand would get in it and it was kind of hard to wash the sand out. So I just added like a whole pattern of holes on the top and bottom. I've improved the strength of it, all the sides. I just noticed some weak points and I thickened it up and made it thicker and more rigid. I've added recently I added pre-drilled holes into the actual print. So now whenever people get it, they can just put the screws in. I've also added some retaining washers on the screws on the cap, so the screws don't fall off the lid. They're permanently kind of affixed to the lid. So because several people were mentioning that this, like they would lose a screw, and this just keeps the screws, secured to the lid.
And
But
it's easy to put on, right, Ryan? I mean, it's so simple to put on.
Yeah, you just insert it into your existing shaft and your Deus shaft and put the 2 screws in, and it's pretty simple.
And if you have a Steve's detector rod shaft, it will be round, and you have those as well on your website, as does Steve. And it's a round insert, and it goes in there, and it's exactly the same type of thing.
Yes. It's a threaded connection, and it goes into the Steve's threaded shaft. And I recently came out with a mount for the WS6, and also for the Deus One. I've got a mount for that as well. So
That's good, man. That's something you need to talk with Mr. Philip Myers about, maybe him having some in the shop.
That's right.
oh, okay.
Do that. We'll chat later on that for sure.
And
Yeah,
if
'cause
you,
I think it's a
you know,
winner.
if anybody's wondering, that Ryan's got this opening in the back, so you can plug your headphones in. You can. That's exactly why that's that big. You can charge it, plug your headphones, or whatever.
Or if you're not using headphones, your speaker's not
Yeah.
muffled.
That's
So
right.
Tom Becker wanted to know if XP has reached out to you, Ryan, about the fix for their problem.
Well, no, I haven't heard from XP, and to be honest with you, I like the fact that they have a poor design, because it's given me an opportunity to make something and fund a hobby of mine. So you know what I mean? I don't mind it. I'm glad that they don't have the greatest of designs.
Yeah.
I don't want them to fix their problem.
But you know, Jeff, they've had this for the Deus One and the ORX and the Deus Two, and I
Yeah.
think to them they don't see that as a problem, and it might be more that now we have people with the Deus Two. A lot more people are using it in the water,
Yeah,
where
that may be. That may be. Yeah.
where you know, they didn't realize it was a problem. If it fell off, you picked it up off the dirt and you put it back on. But if you're in the water, it could be a different story.
Well, yeah, especially if you're diving,
Yes.
and I don't know, Gary, do you dive?
No, no, especially not after hearing Jimmy Crossbones last week. Was it last week or 2 weeks? Oh, I kind of swear.
Yeah.
That was a little crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have been out in the water, trying to manipulate that scoop, and then you've got your detector, and I bumped it early on, and I had the lanyard knocked it off. So it's this is a great fix for it. It's just glad to come up with that.
Well,
Yeah, I am too.
let's talk a little bit of treasure finds. Gary, you were showing us something you found. Was that recently?
Yes. Now I mostly relic hunt, and but this heat's getting rough. So I went out Friday I lasted maybe 2 hours, and I found an old football field, and I was finding a lot of change and cool things, even a wheat penny right on the top. It was crazy. So like, man, I got to come back Saturday. So I got there at 7 a.m, and I lasted an hour and a half. But on my second dig, using the Deus 2, and I was in general program, and also, let me back up a little bit. So if you're not subscribed to Double G Digs, check out my YouTube channel. And I say that because I had the camera mounted, and I'm talking for the viewers saying, this is a 61. I think it's a pull tab, but being on a football field, I'm going to dig it. And Lord and behold, 22-gram little lion's head pendant, solid gold, popped up, man, and I about fell over. Now today I looked up the price of gold, and it's $74 a gram times 22. That's $1,628. Not that I'm going to get rid of it, but yeah, I mean, it was just incredible.
Sounds like you need to take the family to dinner, doesn't it, Ryan?
Yeah.
Or you could buy another Deus too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you never know. I'm like everybody else. I want to hear about the storm, but I don't
Might
think
be
it's
a storm or vortex. I think
Yeah.
they're calling it the vortex storm or storm vortex.
You never know, but I loved relic hunting, and I try to get out, once or twice a week, and then once a month I try to go to usually Treasure Island Beach, St. Pete Beach, somewhere pick up some change and so forth. And I do want to, we're talking about innovation and how Ryan come up with this, and he's gotten ideas from other metal detectors. And it's so important to think outside the box and to get creative. And this is, I want to show you something. This is not my idea, but I got this idea maybe 10 or 11 years ago. I saw it on YouTube, and it's a sheath, and I see we have the Key Date Kid, got my Excalibur digger, but I made a sheath out of PVC, and you can find it on YouTube. You just get a piece of PVC, trace this out, and then if you have a heat gun, you can heat it up, and it molds perfectly to whatever digger that you have. But what I like about this is the dirt will come out the bottom. And I've only had 2 in like 15 years. I mean, it will last forever. There's no way this is going to break. And you just drop it, bam.
And you painted it a nice green to match your digger.
Yeah, because I lost a digger one time, and I'm like, never again. That's why I got a nice bright color, so I can try to find it. But
And that's
yeah,
the best
like
digger
Jeff,
going too.
Yeah, Jeff, you did the same thing with the Pro handle. I mean, you come up with a need, and you guys talked, and you reached out, and boom.
Yeah.
And you said the what do you call it, the little lanyard? That was your idea, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
And as was the Treasure Talk Pro Sifter Titanium and the Myers Pro handle. We discussed it. We decided there was a need. We designed it and been selling crazy.
Yeah, and also, Jeff, the other thing we had a little say in was the Anderson pull handle.
Oh yeah.
The Neptune pull handle. That's a nice one on the wider scoop.
Oh, yeah, that's what I got. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, as well as the Dan Lanyard. We for the Deus 2, he made that. He was on the show, and I told him we needed one. He says, I'll get it on it. He sent me a couple prototypes. Phil has them in the shop, and they sell a lot of those. And Dan's Lanyard saved my RC before I had the RC digs.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you have an idea and you want to share it, somebody I'm sure would be able to manufacture something like that to improve their hobby and to hunt faster and easier.
Yeah, I mean, for all the different kind of detectors y'all use out there, if there's something, some kind of an attachment or something that you think will make it better, send a somewhat detailed email. Send it to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. We'll get it to Ryan, and that's a good possibility. He may be able to do that.
Absolutely.
So you never know.
It's all about thinking again outside the box. And if you have an idea, talk with other metal detectors, go to a club meeting, and just share that idea. What I like about my videos is that I don't make it a secret to where I'm at. If I go to Treasure Island Beach, I say I'm at Treasure Island Beach. Or if I have something I want to share, I'll talk about, the RC digs or any of the other items. I just had somebody recently ask why I had a piece of foam on the beach scoop. And I explained, I just throw it up and I rest it on my shoulder when I'm up in the dry sand. So, that's the good thing about this hobby. We all can get along, share ideas, and come up with something maybe new to make it a little better.
Yeah, like on mine, this is my DS2 that I use in the water. And I do have, what I took is I took a pool nudie. And I put a section on there. And the reason is when you're out chest deep in the water or even waist deep in the water, and you, especially down in St. Pete area, you get a lot of shells in the scoop. And you're trying to go through it. So you take your hand out of your arm out of the sling, and then the detector just floats and it pulls on your headphones and everything else. Right. This helps the detector float, so it's not going to put as much tension on it, and it's not going to sink.
Good idea.
And we had a question from Tom Becker, and he's asking Ryan, what other detectors do you make items for? And what are they?
I'm just making the mount for the Deus 1 / OXR or ORX.
ORX.
Oh, I get them mixed up. And then the Deus 2, WS6, Deus 1, and Deus 2. That's all.
Now, do you have that WS6? You have one with you? Did you happen to bring one with you?
No, I'm sorry. I meant to
I
grab.
think Gary's going to grab one real quick.
Yeah, because there's a lot of people that are doing the WS6. You're finding that more and more, aren't you, Phil?
Yeah, they just buy that the Master. That's the WS6 Master. Is that what
Yeah.
we're talking about?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they'll put that on the end of the shaft and operate that as a detector, or they buy an extra coil for their Deus 2, and they'll use that other one. They'll get another shaft and have just a spare detector running the Master.
Yeah. Okay, now this is the first I've seen this one.
Ryan just come out with it not too long ago. I'm like, Ryan, let me put out a video first on it, but I just haven't had time. But here you go. It's a world premiere right here on Treasure Talk. But Ryan, did you already talk about it when I was gone? Or?
No. The cap of it there threads off.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
then it's like 2 pieces.
And it
and
just
then
pops in there.
Yeah, and
So it's-
the WS6 Master just pops right inside there.
Now,
And
Gary, do you use that as another detector?
No, I sure don't. I've never ever used it. I've got other headphones, but you could. That's a lot of people do.
Yeah, because the Deus people sell that as a separate unit, with the coil and that. So, yeah, that's cool.
Okay, and this is a very good point Florida Rob's just making. And he's, about the cradle in more detail.
Yeah.
For water hunters, if you're running the antenna, there's on that side, Gary, if you can show it right there, that little tube, that's where you slide the antenna. It does not have to be attached to the RC anymore. You don't have that little clip you got to mess around with, and the thing doesn't have to be on the top. So you just slide it in there, and it's next to the RC unit, and it works perfectly. So that is a big innovation.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up, Jeff. That was another pain to me, was that clip on the top. And just like Jeff said, if I can get these screws out, when you run that wire up through here, you just run it right over the top and lay it. You don't have to have that clip. This will hold it down.
Yeah.
And,
you don't even have to have it on top of the unit. You just have it slid up in the tube on the side, and that's in plenty close enough
Yeah,
where
for
you
the
don't have to
wireless.
worry about it. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Ryan, why don't you tell them about, because this is the old one. I don't want to get confused, but you now have this where it lips over, right?
yeah, there's a little bit of a lip. It was that was more of an aesthetic thing for me. It was bugging me that the 3D printing didn't come out and perfect to where they were fitting nice and flush. So to solve that problem, I just made the lid with a little lip that overhangs the actual bottom part, so you don't see a gap. It's kind of just a OCD thing.
And it's funny that when I went to England, I saw somebody else that had this, and I see it all the time on YouTube and Facebook. I mean, Ryan, you must be making a killing because I'm seeing them everywhere.
Well, that's good.
Yes,
Awesome.
yeah, that's a great idea.
Now, how different is that one with the lip on it than the one that I've got on my Steve's detector rod shaft?
Well, the one Steve's detector rod is the latest revision. So I recently produced that for his mount or his shaft. So the one Gary has was the very first original one. And I wanted to give a shout out to all the YouTubers who have posted videos on the mount, because that's really what kind of got it out there and got people talking about it. and there's been several YouTubers that have posted videos, but as soon as they started selling, I was getting emails from people just talking about little details about it that weren't working as as good as they were hoping. Like, see,
Yeah.
that one was just a very first one that didn't have a hole in the bottom, and then I didn't think about water drainage, so I then had a hole designed in the bottom, and then somebody, like I said, my coworker mentioned multiple holes because he had drilled tons of holes with a drill in his, and I saw that and was just added the honeycomb holes. But it's just, like I said, been a evolution. I've probably went through 30 or 40 changes from over the year, and it's a little change. And Gary's been kind enough to let me borrow his dais, and every time, every few weeks, I'm like, "Hey Gary, can I borrow your dais again?" He's like, "Oh my God."
I baby it. I hate to let it go.
Hmm.
I don't know if you mentioned it, sir. Did you talk about this going both directions?
Oh yeah, I have a left-handed version, a right-handed version, and then a one that's straight, that's not tilted, because that was once again something that people mentioned. They said they swing their shaft with both hands, so they didn't want a dedicated left or right-handed one. So I added the one without a tilt.
And another point for that, the Deus 2, the screen is small.
Yeah.
So if you are right-handed, like myself, and I've got a bad eye, my right eye is almost no good at all, I have it tilted to the left, and it's a lot easier for me to see the screen. And if you're left-handed, you have it tilted to the right. So it just makes it so much easier because the screen on the Deus 2 is so small. And if you get a little bit of glare, it's almost impossible to see. So that was a part of your innovation that just makes it so end user friendly.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm jealous of the people who can swing with either arm. I've tried that. I just cannot do it.
A little awkward.
It is. So I'm very jealous of those people because my right arm will get very tired. Now, one swing with the other, it just doesn't work.
Jeff, I want to mention, I saw where Casey's in here from Excalibur Shovels, but I remember when you had him on the very first time as a guest, where he talked about, shovels, and he was fed up with some of the ones out there in the market. And he mentioned how, with his experience and background, he come up to design this shovel, which now is an awesome, awesome shovel. But again, it was, from a problem that he decided to move forward and have a solution, and he did. And it's an awesome shovel.
And just like what Ryan did for the Deus 2 users.
Yeah.
And that hand digger, everything that Casey makes is very well thought out. And that was something that, I tell you what, we got to give a shout out to Phil here because, we get the guests on and they've got these great products. And when he sees a great product, he stocks it.
Yes, I try to keep it here in the store for sure.
And that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, see if we can get some of his product in here. Because Deus is a popular detector. I know it's one of the high-end ones, but it's still very popular, and people can buy the master if they don't want to buy the full unit and just use the small control. So
yeah, and he'll probably put the Myers metal detectors logo on it.
Oh, that would be
one
cool.
Specifically for you.
Can you do that, Ryan? Put type on it.
Yeah, I have right now. I have rcdigs.com on all the products that I make. So,
and what else do you have, baby?
Yeah, I've made a couple of. It's hard for me to make them for people and sell them because it's time consuming to design the text and put it, customize them. But I did make one for Gary that's got Double G Digs on the lid of the actual mount. So.
Well, it's kind of hard for around holidays if you didn't.
That's right, buddy. Remember that.
Yeah.
You know, and he's got lots of weapons and he knows how to use them too.
That's right.
So there is that. You
Well,
know.
Hey, let me take 2 minutes to tell a funny story. So before I retired as a sergeant with a police department, Ryan come in and rode with me. And I took him out to this, we called it Hobo Jungle. It's a bunch of woods where some of the transits stay. And we found one guy with a dog come up and he starts nipping at Ryan's ankle. And he actually broke your skin, right?
Oh yeah, he bit me right on the back of the leg.
Yeah, so that was his big dangerous ride along with me. Not to mention some lady called and we had to show up and said she found a skeleton and she was dead serious. And of course it was a plastic skull and it took everything we had not to laugh while we're getting this back from her and say, man, we'll take care of it. But she actually thought it was a real skull when she found it. Just crazy stuff.
What you should have said, just the facts, ma'am, just the facts.
Just the facts. That's right.
That's right. That's right. Well, I guess what we are going to do is there's going to be a nice giveaway tonight, courtesy of Double G and RC Diggs, and it is a big swag pack. You want to go over some of the stuff that's in it?
I will. I got a hat, Nocta hat. I've got, if you're into magnet fishing, this would only be for the small magnet, not the bigger one, but the smallest one they make. I got some paracord. I don't know how many feet, but it's a lot. I wouldn't use it on the bigger magnet. Got a shirt, Nocta shirt, the Legend shirt. Got a wireless Bluetooth speaker. And if you're out there on the beach and you're metal detecting and you want to check out some boats, I got a monocular. It's a 8x42. We're not done. Got two Double G Diggs stickers for your whatever.
Those are nice.
Yeah. And I
Definitely
got
nice.
the typical orange, the pouch that Nocta gives out. Got one of these. It was extra. Already had one from a giveaway. And then that's it.
Awesome.
You got anything you want to throw in that, Ryan?
Hey, yeah, actually, I was gonna throw in a mount. So
Okay. Their choice, left, right,
yeah, left, right, or straight.
and
Whichever.
the color they want.
Yeah,
Okay.
Cool.
All
Just-
righty. So
they
what
can
we
go on
do,
they can go on the website and see which one they want, and just let me know what they want. The Master, WS6 Master, any one product that's on the website. Just go, because some of the things I'm not selling in multiple colors. So just please go on the website and pick something that's on the website.
yeah, and then they'll send the email to me and I'll get it to you.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're doing is we got this. I'm going to pop this up here. So everybody put that as it's written, just exactly as it's written, all capitals, #RC DG swag. And that gets you entered in for this awesome swag pack.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a killer swag pack too, let me tell you. So let's start getting entered and we'll give that a few minutes. And when we see everybody starting to get entered, and then we'll do the drawing. So
Good deal.
you got some more questions, don't you, Phil?
Oh yeah, I got loads of questions. We could ask Gary a bunch of questions all day long.
Hit me up. Hit me up.
All right. First, how are you digging in this heat?
I'm not as good as I used to be. I used to last maybe 4 hours, but I'm telling you, it's just brutal. The last 2 years has been rough. Very, very difficult. And if anybody follows my channel, you'll see that I've kind of veered off from metal detecting videos and done some more instructional stuff, maybe a test garden, or I'll talk about how to make, something. But because I'm just not going out as much, with this heat, it's been very, very difficult, I will say. And I do enjoy the beach, but it's getting there.
The traffic, yeah,
The
getting there.
I-4 is a killer. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And, people have to be careful in this heat because, I mean, everywhere. It's in the mid 90s up in Ohio and all that, in the northern land too. So you got to be really careful because it'll sneak up on you in a heartbeat. And when it does, it'll put you down.
Do I got time to talk about this, Jeff?
You bet.
Right.
Yeah, so we're talking about the heat. When I go to the beach, and I got this at Phil, this is the, I think it's the Ultimate.
Graygo's Ultimate.
Yeah, it's got the metal in it because I like where I can push it together and it stays shut. But I ended up getting, a little tumbler, and I hooked it to the Grey Ghost bag. Has this little thing here on it where you can put a
lanyard.
lanyard on it and hold this. Because if you try to go out in the water and you just stick a water bottle in here, it's going to float off. And what I like about this bag is I can squeeze this and it stays shut. It's got the metal in it. I don't know if it's aluminum, metal, or what, but this is probably a year old now, and it's no issues whatsoever. So definitely stay hydrated, because I will tell you, Friday, an hour and a half, I started getting the chills, and I knew that I was feeling a little sick, and I knew that heat was coming on, and to get out and get back to my vehicle and get hydrated. So it's not worth it, folks. Take plenty of water, whether you're going to go to the beach or go relic hunting. Just take care of yourself. And
and a perfect thing for that, Gary, is Phil has that pouch in stock.
yes,
He also has, what's the perfect lanyard for that, Phil? Is the Dan's lanyard for the XP Days too.
Yes.
good idea.
Absolutely. Hey, have you ever tried one of those neck fans?
Yes, I had it 2 weeks ago at the beach. Yes,
Did it help?
it did. It helped quite a bit. Yeah, when I get up out of the water, probably the last hour of metal detecting, I try to do the dry sand just to dry out, before I get back in the vehicle. So yeah, I could run out and get it, but yeah, it works, and they're cheap. They're like $10 at Walmart.
Yeah.
You can charge it up, and it works for about an hour and a half.
Well, that's all you really need it for.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jocelyn and I were in Ollie's, and I saw that, and she said, you should get that. So I bought it, and it was $9.99 at Ollie's.
Yeah.
But I think it went on for like 3 hours. It never went dead. So
Yeah.
I was using it out doing a little yard work. And I said, man, this is going to be great for metal detecting, because it
That'd be
kept
great.
you a little cooler, because it's blowing that cool air, that air around your head. I just thought it was an excellent product.
And especially if you've got headphones on.
JBP hobbyist says he loves his neck fan too. Yeah, they're
Yes,
good.
he does.
Speaking
Yeah,
of the heat, I work a lot outside in the heat, and I've been an electrician for now going on 20 years. But I found out about the electrolyte. It's called Squencher. I don't know if anybody can see that. That's what it looks like as far as when you go to buy it. But that's by far the best electrolyte packets or drink that I've ever run across, because you got to, if you don't take in electrolytes, you're sweating out all the salt in your body. So
That's right. And one thing, if you're on the beach, you don't want to reach down and get a mouthful of, salt water. That's not how you replenish your salt.
yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like everybody likes those neck fans. I see JPP hobbyist, Ricky T, everybody. I must be late to the party there. I thought I found something really unique.
Well, Phil, you don't shop that much.
I don't, but when they let me out, I found that. I thought, man. So Jocelyn, you need to go back and get a few more of those.
That's right.
Or to fall in the water. I mean, at $9.99, if it fell in the water, who cares, right?
That's right. That's right. We better give this away because our time's a waning.
Oh yes, jeez.
I know. Okay, everybody, you ready? Here we go.
I should put my name in there.
Old Pilon is the winner.
Is the winner. Awesome.
Very good. So he knows the drill. Go to RC Digs, their website, pick out what you want, send it in an email. to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. I will get that email to Ryan and I'll get it to Gary and they'll get your stuff out to you. And congratulations.
Congrats.
Yep.
Yes,
Congrats.
awesome. So Gary, let's go throw some questions at you real quick because we only got a little time left. This is a good one. Where has been your favorite hunt that you've gone on?
Well, no doubt England. And that was last year in April. And I'm going back with the American Digger Group in October to England for 3 days. But I went for 10 days. It's hard digging. Now you're starting at 7 in the morning till 6 at night. And just as far as the eye can see, you're walking and digging. So it's Jeff, you went, it'll wear you out, right?
Yeah, well, you gotta, it's rough. It is rough. So, all the up and down because you are digging targets almost all day long and you're walking in plowed fields and that kind of stuff. So yeah, for 10 days, that's an awful lot.
Yeah. And Phil, I got to give a shameless plug if I can. So
Go right ahead.
I don't know the exact date, but I know in July, the last movie that I worked on, I had, and I can say now, but I couldn't talk about it really before, Fly Me to the Moon with Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum. So my scenes were with Channing Tatum shaking his hand. And I had a few other scenes in the, you never know if you're going to make the cutting room cut and end up not being in it, but I'm hoping I made, all the scenes that I got to be in. So check that out, folks. Apple TV. It'll be at the theaters in July, called Fly Me to the Moon. It's a romance comedy about the Apollo mission. Be pretty cool.
They didn't give you the romantic lead then.
No, what they did was they pat us down about every hour to make sure you didn't have your cell phone, you weren't taking photos, and real secret.
I bet. Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, I thought you did a good job in the other movie, The Florida Project.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was so long ago, but it's still showing on different cable networks and
streaming.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate, as always, I've been on listening to you guys from day one, and I said it before. I appreciate Phil and Jeff coming together, and Jeff, I know this is a lot of work for you. We probably will never know how much you put into this, but I appreciate it so much. All the different guests that you've had.
Thank you. Yeah, it's kind of difficult sometimes to get, of course, when you get good ones, you repeat them, but you got to give them some time in between. And we're trying. We got some good things coming up too. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
And there again, let me say, if anybody out there, if you have a suggestion for Ryan to make something, pop it in the chat real quick and then get it to us and we'll see if he can do it. Has anybody got any questions there?
I can chew questions all day. And this one, I beat the Mumbles man too. What is the most unique or interesting find, weirdest find you found metal detecting?
His most unusual find.
Most unusual was 3 years ago, a wagon wheel. We went out to an old dried up pond. It'd been dried up ages, and a friend said his father had gotten baptized there when he was a kid. So I was finding some change, no rings, and then we just got a hit, started digging, and I'll tell you, it took us 45 minutes to get that thing out. It was so deep, and just the metal and the hub was left. But that was pretty cool. That was unusual. Probably not worth a whole lot, but just something you don't find every day.
Yeah.
Gary, what about those shopping carts that we found at that lake?
Yeah, I took Ryan magnet fishing, and we jumped into that early on, and we're pulling out some shopping carts. And the only really cool thing I've found so far is a gigantic beach umbrella that looked like it was brand new, and somebody dropped off of a pier. And I managed to get it with a magnet. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, magnet.
Yeah. I like doing it all. I mean, it's kind of hot now for magnet fishing, but I enjoy going out every now and then, throwing a magnet and finding some, hooks, lures, and whatever else I can get. It's just something different to do.
Yeah, well, you can go magnet fishing at night too.
Heck yeah.
You
Now,
know,
have you found any guns?
No, but I did see that guy on the news 3 weeks ago. I don't know if you guys saw it, up in New York, brought up the safe and it had $100,000 in
Yeah,
the safe.
I saw that too. I did see that.
Uh,
Well, I have a friend who magnet fishes around my neighborhood, and I must live in a bad neighborhood because he's always bringing guns in and showing them to me.
oh my goodness. You're going to be careful.
either that, Phil, or they're robbing someplace else and they're running through your neighborhood and ditching.
Dumping it, yes, yes. And the last one he found was a sawed-off shotgun, and he went and turned that into the police department immediately.
Goodness.
He should be turning them all in.
I don't know if he turned them all in. I think he just liked to look at them. They're all rusty. I guess they could be used in a crime.
Well,
But,
I doubt they could get any information off of them unless it was a serial number.
Yeah,
Be hard.
Yeah.
that'd be hard to do
Yeah.
for sure. All right, Gary, what was your coolest find in England?
It definitely was the Elizabeth I hammered silver coin, 1569. And it was at the end of the day, the last dig. And I'm telling you, again, I was almost, if I could have got on my hands and knees and crawled back, I was so tired. And it was the last dig. And I was so excited when I got it. I found it. And we had walkie-talkies, so I'm calling this other guy to come back. And I wanted to show him the coin. And I waved my hand like this, and I dropped it. So I didn't move an inch. And then he come over, and we were able to find it again. But just an awesome, experience, as you can imagine. Yeah. I'm so excited to go back with Butch and them. It's October. I don't know the exact date, but it's 3 days. But it's in a totally different area, and it's going to be exciting.
Yes,
Yeah.
in 3 days. You
And I
probably
will get pictures of Butch sleeping. I heard he likes to take naps on the field.
Right.
Just don't take a picture of his boots.
Yeah, they're probably still hanging there.
Oh goodness. Well, it looks like we're about out of time, Jeff.
We're getting there real quick. So there again, people, if you've got an idea for Ryan, and I'm sure that he'll make it worth your while if you have the idea and he can manufacture something, just shoot us an email with that and we'll get it to Ryan. And there again, old Pilon, congratulations on your win. So go to the website, rcdigs.com, and pick out the color and the one that you want and send it in an email to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com, and I'll get that to Ryan and to Gary, and we'll get your prizes out to you in a very timely fashion. So congratulations once more. Now Philip is going to be, I think you got Big Poppy lined up for next week.
Yes, he said he was going to help me. I hope he does. I didn't see him on here tonight, but he said he would. So we're doing it without you next week, are we, Jeff?
Yep, I'm going to be out in Arizona drinking margaritas.
Oh, I thought you were going to be gold prospecting.
No, it's too hot. Too
You could
hot.
use a neck fan. Come on,
Yeah, I could get one of those things, but
neck fan.
I just soon get a Camelback with the margaritas.
Margarita. There you go.
So I will be out of pocket then, but our guest will be Joanna from Focus Speed, and she's always an interesting guest. And that's something that every one of you ought to be a member of, is Focus Speed,
Yes.
and she'll tell you all about how to do that. And then we've got some other good stuff coming up in the future. We got a guest coming up. I haven't got him booked yet, but we're in the process of it. That's an expert on all the Seminole Indians and all the forts in Florida area. That's going to be a killer.
Yes.
That will be a killer show. So, all righty, Philip.
All righty. Well, thanks, folks. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Ryan and Gary. Appreciate you guys coming on here. Thanks, Jocelyn, for helping me on the other side of the room. And thanks to our many hundreds of members or thousands of members, I guess, on Treasure Talk and the Facebook groups too.
Yep.
So thank you all. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Yes, indeedy. And thanks, Gary, for joining us tonight. It's always a pleasure. Ryan, it was certainly great to meet you, and
Yeah.
keep making those great products, and hopefully we'll have some new items for you
Yeah.
to come along, and hopefully we can help further your business. So thanks for
Thank you.
joining us tonight, everybody. We want to thank you for joining us tonight. Tune in next week when Phil and Big Poppy will be talking with Joanna from Focus Speed. And you never know, there might be a Zaz in the prize.
Poppy will be
You
here.
don't know.
Sure.
You know, there'll be a Zaz in anyway. So thanks for watching. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Bye bye.